This obsession with nerd stuff and sword things, it's not a good look for human resources.
I know it sounds crazy, but that sword is gonna show me the way home.
Imagine a universe where magic and technology exist side by side, where one ancient castle holds enough power to control the entire cosmos, and the only thing standing between total chaos and survival is a dude the world thinks is just some lazy prince. But the second he lifts his sword and screams, "By the power of Grayskull, I have the power,"
I have the power!
he transforms into the most insanely powerful warrior in the universe. And guys, after decades, He-Man is finally making his comeback to Hollywood with a brand new live-action Masters of the Universe movie. But let's be honest, most of the new generation barely even knows who He-Man really is. What exactly is Eternia? Why is Castle Grayskull such a massive deal? What's the real story behind He-Man and Skeletor? Was Skeletor always evil? And how different is this new movie going to be compared to the original mythology that made this franchise legendary? So today, we're diving deep into the complete lore, history, powers, secrets, characters, inspirations, and future of Masters of the Universe. Yo, what's up guys? It's Pankaj Sagar and welcome back to another insane video on Gameo Hindi. So without wasting any more time, let's jump straight into it. Origins. Alright, so first things first, who exactly is He-Man? His story doesn't take place on Earth. It happens on a wild fantasy planet called Eternia, a world where futuristic technology and ancient magic exist together. This place has giant monsters, mystical creatures, dark sorcery, crazy weapons, ancient ruins, cosmic sequence, basically everything that makes fantasy worlds feel epic. And in this entire universe, the most important location is Castle Grayskull. But guys, Castle Grayskull isn't just some random castle. This place is basically the center of unlimited cosmic power. Whoever controls it gains access to god-level abilities. That's why every powerful force in Eternia wants control over it. The rulers of Eternia are King Randor and Queen Marlena, and their son is Prince Adam. At first glance, Adam looks like a lazy, spoiled, carefree prince who avoids responsibility whenever he can. People around him threatens the universe. Adam raises his magical power sword and yells, "By the power of Grayskull, I have the power!" And instantly, lightning crashes down from the sky, cosmic energy explodes around him, and Prince Adam transforms into He-Man, an unstoppable warrior with ridiculous levels of strength and power. And at the exact same time, his cowardly pet Cringer transforms into the legendary Battle Cat, a massive armored beast built for war. And honestly, guys, this transformation sequence is one of the most iconic moments in cartoon history because it wasn't just about becoming stronger. It symbolized hidden potential. A regular-looking guy becoming the greatest hero in existence. That concept inspired an entire generation. Now, obviously, every legendary hero needs a terrifying villain. And He-Man's biggest enemy is Skeletor, a dark sorcerer with an actual skull for a face, hidden under a hood. This dude is obsessed with taking over Castle Grayskull so he can rule Eternia, and eventually the entire universe. But what makes Skeletor really interesting is that in some versions of the story, he wasn't always Skeletor. Originally, he was Keldor, the long-lost brother of King Randor, which means in certain versions, Skeletor is actually He-Man's uncle, and that makes the rivalry way more personal. It's not just hero versus villain anymore. It becomes family versus family, hope versus corruption, light versus darkness. Now, let's talk about He-Man's crew. First, there's Man-at-Arms, also known as Duncan. He's basically He-Man's mentor, weapons expert.
Engineer, strategist, pretty much the guy who keeps Eternia's defenses running. Then there's Orko, a goofy little magical troll from another dimension called Trolla. Most of the time, he's comic relief, but deep down, he actually has insanely powerful magic. Then there's Teela, the fearless captain of the Royal Guard. She's smart, loyal, skilled, and one of Eternia's strongest warriors. And the crazy part is, in most versions, she has absolutely no clue that Prince Adam is secretly He-Man, which gives the story a superhero-style hidden identity vibe. Powers and weaknesses. Now let's talk about why He-Man is considered one of the most overpowered fantasy heroes ever created. All of his strength comes from the Power Sword, connected to Castle Grayskull. This dude can lift insane amounts of weight, destroy giant monsters, survive magical explosions, resist futuristic alien weapons, battle cosmic-level enemies, and tank attacks that would wipe out normal people instantly. His speed, durability, combat skills, reflexes, and strength are all completely superhuman. But here's the interesting part. He-Man isn't permanently powerful. In his regular Prince Adam form, he's still vulnerable. Certain dark magic or powerful enemies can even force him back into Adam form temporarily. And honestly, that weakness is what makes him relatable. Because underneath all the insane power, he's still just a young guy, carrying the pressure of destiny and responsibility. History. Now, here's the craziest part about all of this. He-Man almost never existed. Back in 1976, George Lucas actually tried selling Star Wars toy rights to Mattel, but Mattel rejected the offer, and that decision became one of the biggest mistakes in toy history because Star Wars exploded worldwide and made ridiculous amounts of money.
After losing that opportunity, Mattel desperately needed their own massive toy franchise. That's when designer Roger Sweet introduced an old barbarian warrior concept. At first, there were multiple ideas: a barbarian warrior, a futuristic space hero, and a jungle hero. But eventually, the giant muscular barbarian design won because fantasy warriors like Conan the Barbarian were insanely popular back then. And believe it or not, originally there was no Prince Adam, no Eternia, no Castle Grayskull mythology, no secret identity, nothing. He-Man was originally supposed to be a lone barbarian warrior. But over time, the writers kept expanding the universe and adding more lore. Then in 1983, Filmation released the animated series that completely changed everything. That cartoon established Eternia, Skeletor, Prince Adam, Battle Cat, Teela, Orko, Castle Grayskull, basically the entire mythology fans know today. The show became a worldwide phenomenon and aired in multiple countries, including India. And what started as a toy line slowly turned into a gigantic multimedia franchise with comics, cartoons, movies, spin-offs, collectibles, games, and reboots. Then in 1987, the first live-action Masters of the Universe movie was released, starring Dolph Lundgren as He-Man. Back then, the movie struggled financially, but over the years, it became a cult classic because fans appreciated its fantasy atmosphere and ambitious world-building. The new movie. And now, almost 40 years later, Hollywood is finally bringing He-Man back. And honestly, guys, this new movie sounds way more ambitious than people expected. This time, the story changes some major elements from the original mythology. Instead of growing up on Eternia, Prince Adam has apparently been living on Earth because Eternia became too dangerous for him. The movie will focus on Adam discovering his true identity, finding the power sword and eventually becoming He-Man, which honestly gives the story a stronger, chosen one discovering his destiny type emotional arc. Now let's talk about the cast. Nicholas Galitzine is playing Prince Adam and He-Man. Jared Leto is playing Skeletor, using motion capture technology so his skull face can have more realistic and expressive movements. Alison Brie,
Swinging a sword around. It's about destiny, responsibility, hidden power, fear, identity, and the never-ending battle between light and darkness. Now, I want to know your thoughts. Did you grow up watching He-Man? What's your favorite version of the character? And are you hyped for the new live-action movie? Drop your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications because more insane videos are coming very soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome, take care, and by the power of Grayskull, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.